Welcome to my summer series. I'm so excited you're here. This podcast is all about real people, real journeys, and real conversations. Throughout this season, we'll meet guests in places that are meaningful to them, spaces that help tell their story. Each episode is different. Some conversations will focus on healing, growth, and overcoming challenges. Others will highlight creativity, passion, and purpose. But every story is unique and meant to inspire something in you. One thing every guest shares is faith. Faith in themselves, their journey, and who they are. This is a space for honesty, inspiration, healing, and connection. Whether you're here to reflect, grow, or simply listen, welcome. Let the summer series begin. Today I'm honored to welcome Isabel Schaefer to the podcast. Isabel is a 15-year cancer survivor, entrepreneur, and passionate advocate for health and wellness. After discovering the life-changing benefits of Pilates while overcoming her own physical challenges, she dedicated her career to helping others build strength, confidence, and well-being. Today, she partners with Gold's Gym and the Strength for Life organization, providing free wellness programs that support and empower cancer patients. This conversation is especially meaningful to me because I lost my mother to cancer in May of 2025. Isabel's story is one of resilience, hope, and purpose. I know it will inspire anyone facing challenges in their own life. Please join me in welcoming Isabel Schaefer. Hi, I'm here with Isabel Schaefer, founder of Isabel Schaefer Pilates, partnership with Gold's Gym here on Landing Avenue in Smithtown. Hi, Isabel. Nice to see you.
Hi.
I know Isabel now about 4 years, did you say?
Yeah, I think so.
Easily. And we met at the wellness center we had in St. James in the Salt Room. You and Debbie.
Yes.
I finally got her name right, Debbie. But tell us a little bit about your background with Pilates. Is this something you always was interested in? And were you in the corporate world? Were you just in health? What were you?
I was not always interested in Pilates. I have been participating as a fitness professional for many years. But what brought me to Pilates was back pain.
Back pain?
Yes.
Okay.
I had herniations, which most people have in my lumbar. And I went to chiropractors, I went to doctors, and it just wasn't resolving in any way. I was having a conversation with a friend who said to me, find a Pilates studio. And I said, well, I now live in Smithtown. I don't think they have that here.
Because you're from the city, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this was many, many years ago. And I did some research and I found a place in Nassau County called the Yoga Zone, and they had Pilates there. And so I started doing Pilates with an instructor who was an apprentice because I couldn't afford the privates with
because you can get expensive.
Master Pilates instructor. And I worked with a wonderful apprentice. And eventually, gradually, over a long period of time, I started to have less and less back pain.
Is it because these machines, these are called performers, correct?
Reformers.
I would say performers.
Well, you can
reformers
can perform on the reformer, yes. So that's a reformer. This is a converted reformer. It has this converter pad, which allows you to do tower exercises.
Meaning what? Like just
it turns it into a different apparatus, but you're still doing Pilates on it, whether you're doing it on the reformer or the tower or the stability chair. It's all Pilates.
So are you just stretching? Is that what makes it?
What I needed
aligning?
what I needed to get out of pain was I needed core strength.
Oh, okay.
My abdominals were very weak, and that was surprising to me because I came from a weightlifting background and running background. So I was lifting a lot of weights. My legs were very strong.
Your
my
arms
were very strong. My core was not.
Because you're doing this and legs, but not the core.
As a matter of fact, I tell this
see?
to people all the time who are beginning Pilates practice. I tell them, one, I didn't like it because I found it very humbling. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. I was used to just lifting heavy weights.
Or pushing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And two, I just couldn't believe that I was so weak. So it really, and it was also like learning a new language. It was very foreign to me. But as I said, over a period of time, I started to discover that I had less and less back pain.
Okay.
And I stopped going to my chiropractor.
That's amazing.
I stopped needing help. I didn't need to take anything. And I just thought to myself, why isn't everybody doing this? Why don't people know about this? And so really that was why I started Pilates, to get out of pain. I had a lot of very tight hip flexors, tight hamstrings, so it helped me with my flexibility.
Okay. Did it lengthen your spine as
well? I always
better
felt
posture.
I always felt decompressed and elongated. Exactly.
You don't realize computers.
It brought attention to my posture, how I moved. Very mindful, which I like because I did enjoy yoga, and it reminded me a little bit of that component, the mindfulness, the importance of breath and movement and combining those variables together. So that was how I arrived at Pilates. Prior to that, I had heard about it because I did live in the city.
And that's a big thing in the city.
But once I got out here, this didn't even exist. It really didn't. There was one little studio in Huntington, that was it. And
which is pretty close. That's what is like half hour to the city from Huntington, Long Island, maybe give or take with the train. But so I've done Pilates, and I love Pilates. I haven't done it in a while, but I love Pilates. But would you say doing Pilates is using, again, like your own body weight? Would you say like?
Yes and no.
Okay, so explain exactly how that works.
If you're working on a mat, we call that floor work, mat Pilates. That's just you and gravity and body weight.
Okay.
Although we can add props. But
the little blocks and stuff, right?
Yeah, you can add
rings.
Something that's called the magic circle, which is a Pilates ring, or you can even add bands.
That's that ring. Okay.
All sorts of props I
have the ring that I do my arms with and stuff.
Mini stability balls. Also, there are lots of props that you can add to make the work easier or more challenging.
Okay.
So it is definitely something that will help you improve your body strength. And then when you move to the apparatus, there are springs involved or tension. And so that adds resistance. And depending on how you move on the machine and what exercises and what springs you use, the work can become easier or more challenging.
So you can control that based on what you need, what your needs are.
Exactly, on what the person needs.
So if you're in a class and let's say this person needs less than you can adjust each person to what their needs are?
Absolutely. You can't have 6 people in a room and expect all 6 of them to
be on the same level,
with the same resistance.
Okay.
You would probably have to customize it for 1 or 2 people, but that's the beauty of it.
Yeah.
It's not monkey see, monkey does. It's not like old school aerobics where everyone has to do it the exact same way.
Yeah.
So that's what's so nice about it. And
I
it's
like
very
Pilates.
safe. It's very accommodating. So we work with people who are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old.
Well, because it's easier. It's easier on the body.
Yes.
Right? Like you're not tearing. Like when you do weightlifting, aren't you tearing muscles sometimes? And
yes, but you're supposed to. You're tearing muscle fibers.
You're supposed to.
Yeah. You're
I didn't know that.
That's a whole nother conversation. That's called muscle hypertrophy. And in muscle hypertrophy, you're trying to grow muscle, so you need to kind of beat it up a little bit in order for it, during its recovery stage, to get stronger.
Okay.
So that's a different modality.
We'll stay here.
Yes, we'll stay within the Pilates world, which can be very confusing too, because right now fitness is really all on the Instagram, and Pilates now has blown up, and so there's a lot of conversation about what's fitness, what's Pilates, and people will take classes thinking they took a Pilates class, and yet they'll feel the way you just described. I'm all beat up, and it's because
And
it
it's
probably
not.
was not Pilates.
Right. I think Pilates is, it's like, to me, it's like yoga meet Pilates, yoga and meditation all in one.
There's
I feel.
there's a
For me.
mind-body component,
Yeah.
but there's no shavasana,
No.
right?
No.
You have to be awake, alert, connecting.
And you definitely work up a sweat, though. I know I
Yes.
do when I do
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pilates. You do.
Absolutely.
Your heart rate gets up there too.
It can.
Yeah,
it can, depending on what you're doing.
You're challenging, right? Yeah. Now I know in the past, I mean, I know you. So I know a little bit about your backstory, but I know that you're a cancer survivor.
Yes.
How long now?
It's going to be 15 years.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
February. I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I did the journey like many before me, and sadly many after me will do. And I was very happy to have fitness in my life throughout my journey, because that really gave me something to look forward to. And that was the way that I was able to still feel a little bit of my old self, even though I wasn't working out the way I used to.
Okay.
I wasn't using any springs on the reformer, but I was able to move a little bit and incorporate some of the Pilates principles that I would normally use to just move and to feel alive and to feel like I was moving toward health.
So you can still incorporate that even though you were still going through like the chemo, and feel like you're still here, you're still able to do something that you always love to do,
Yes.
but just not to the capacity you were doing, but at least you weren't
Right.
giving it up.
Yeah, I mean, I had a
So-
bilateral mastectomy, I had reconstruction, so I wasn't picking up weights, and I wasn't doing anything like that. I also walked a lot during my recovery, and I also rode my spin bike.
Oh, you did? Okay. Okay.
That was very helpful. And sometimes I cried while I was walking, or cried while I was pedaling,
which is
or
normal.
while I was laying on the reformer. But that was very helpful. That's what I needed at the time.
That's the healing, releasing it, getting it out, and
I was grateful for having a fitness background, because I had mental fortitude that I was able to tap into during my treatment. And it really is so helpful. I think movement, whether it's Pilates, whether it's yoga, whatever it is so important, because when you encounter these difficulties in life, these setbacks, if you know that you ran up a really hard hill once, you can tap into that. If you know that you ever crossed the finish line, you can tap into that. And so that's why I am so passionate about movement, not just for myself, but for others. I mean, I work with women who are currently in treatment for cancer. I work with people who are young and healthy and strong. And to be able to work with those two different groups, and everyone is benefiting from it.
and you can relate to both sides, and you've been there, and you can encourage them, and right.
Yeah, it really helps to be empathetic, and I feel that my cancer journey helps people feel safe when they come into the studio, if they know my story, and I'm quite open to talking about it with people. And when people tell me they've had debilitating back pain, been there. Cancer, been there.
Been there.
Joint replacement, been there. I have a knee replacement, 5 years old.
Did you
now.
really?
Yes, total knee replacement. So I feel like, you know what? I'm human just like you, and I'm approachable just like you, and I've been through it just like you. So that's a great starting point.
So what would you attribute your positive attitude? Because anyone could just feel sorry for themselves. Rightfully so, we're all human, but I don't hear that. I don't hear like, oh, yes, you cried, but it didn't bring you down. You didn't stop. You just continue. I got to chill. That's validation from the angels. I mean, I'm a big believer that God gives you things for reasons.
Thank you for saying that. That's it exactly. First of all, a support system, whether that's friends and or family.
Chill. That's number one for me. Both. Absolutely, yes.
And then I have a strong belief in God.
Yes, amen. There it is again.
And
yes.
Cancer taught me humility. because I have always had this mentality of I can do it myself. I don't need help. Guess what? Cancer knocked me on my ass, and I had to learn to accept help from
Ooh,
people.
yes.
And the community that stepped up to support me and my family, that was truly humbling. And I learned to say yes and thank you.
Accepting it, the help.
And that was huge.
See? So there's always reasons for everything we go through in life. Everything. If you look at both sides. So out of everything that comes bad, there's always good.
Yeah.
There's light. There's always light coming in the dark. Always.
And you know what's funny about that too? Because I now carry that forward. I love to be of service. I'm involved with a wonderful organization called Strength for Life. And what we do is we provide free exercise for anyone who is undergoing any treatment.
That's great.
And I've been with them, and my cancer journey brought me to them, and I started volunteering for them, and then they hired me as one of their trainers to work with all of their people and to give exercise classes. Some of them
That's
who have been here in the studio
amazing.
as well. But
I'll put the link on the below in the description
absolutely.
for sure. Yeah.
It's a Long Island organization. It's based right here out of Kings Park, and
Okay.
Strength for Life is a fabulous organization. It's near and dear to my heart. But what I learned is to, like I said, to accept help. And it's so funny because I don't know if this has happened to you, but you do something nice for someone and their immediate reaction is, oh, no, 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 you don't have to do that. You don't have to. And I tell people, please stop. I'm doing this because I want to, and it makes me happy to be of service to you. And it doesn't matter what the act is. It can be very small. But I've learned from that journey that I went through with my cancer bout to allow people to do things for me. And in turn, now I explain to people, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Let people help you. It's coming from a place of love. If something's coming from a place of love, just accept it.
Yep. Good intentions. Like when someone says thank you, you say, it was my pleasure. Don't say you're welcome. It was my pleasure.
Thank you.
Yes. And then to learn the other day,
Brilliant.
it's my pleasure.
I love that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Don't say you're welcome. It's my pleasure.
I love
I just
that.
learned that off of TikTok.
Do you
There was
know
more
I
to
was
it,
at
but-
a resort that did that?
Really?
Every time you thank any of the staff, that's what they said.
My pleasure.
They never said you're welcome. They always said it's my pleasure. And I
pleasure.
remember thinking, I just love that.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
And you just reiterated that.
Yeah. So is there anything you could tell the viewers out there that may be battling cancer or about any pain or accident that you can give them advice from you that you haven't said already?
My advice is really to don't be afraid of movement. When I initially began having back pain, the recommendation from doctors was lie down, don't move, don't do anything, rest.
That's the worst you could do.
Rest. Movement gets the body moving. It gets blood moving. It gets the blood oxygenated. It's just such a positive thing for the body. So movement is recommended. And it's not always going to feel good in the beginning because we're also afraid of hurting ourselves more or feeling greater
More pain.
But sometimes you just have to have faith. The body wants to move and the body wants to heal. But you have to be willing to take that first step. So anyone who is in a situation where they're not sure where to start, speak to your friends. Doctors now have a very different mindset. Ask them to recommend somebody, whether it's physical therapy, rehab therapy. Find a practitioner who you trust, who has worked with people who have experienced what you're experiencing, and just start. And
Start
then
small. Just start small.
It might be
start
by
holistic.
it might be taking a walk down your driveway. And
Baby
that's
steps.
it.
Baby steps.
Yeah. And it has to be something that you feel there's a community. That's one of the things I love about
support.
my studio here.
Yeah.
This is a community. Everyone
That's
here
important.
comes in and they feel well received, they feel welcome, they feel safe.
Safe. And that's important.
I recently had a woman sign up for classes, and she told me She was extremely anxious about exercise. She's 40 years old. She never exercised. And now she comes twice a week.
She feels
And
safe.
she's smiling and she's laughing and she's chatting with the other clients in the studio.
That's what it's about.
And that's what it's about.
Of course. Well, thank you for coming on. It meant everything. If you're in the Smithtown area, please give Isabel a call. Come in anytime. I'll put all the stuff we talked about in the description below. But we'll see you next time. Give me hugs. Give me hugs. So good. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
Next
so
time,
much.
you're welcome.
As we wrap up today's conversation with Isabel, I hope her story reminds you that even life's greatest challenges can become opportunities for growth, healing, and purpose. Thank you for joining us today. If Isabel's story inspired you, please share this episode with someone who may need a little hope and encouragement. Until next time, keep moving forward, keep the faith, and remember that your story is still being written. I leave you with this question. What if the very struggle you're facing today becomes a story that inspires someone else tomorrow?